Hello and welcome back to a new video of our YouTube channel, Owly Book Reviews. Today I'm going to talk about my currently reading books and how I am intended to finish my 2020 year resolution. But first I'm going to introduce my guest for you. This is Ahsan, my little brother, and he's going to talk about his short story. So hello Ahsan.
Hello.
Could you introduce yourself for our friends?
Of course, I'm Hassan Makhalfallah. Obviously, Asma's brother. I'm 18 years old. I'm currently a trainee in a training center.
Okay, so we are going to discuss his short story later, but first I'm going to start with my currently reading books, which is The Kite Runner by Khalid Hosseini. Actually, this book is a challenge between me, Reem, and Amin to read this book in 3 different languages. Obviously, I'm reading it in English, Amin in Arabic, and Reem in French. Honestly, I'm overwhelmed by the amount of emotions and sadness in this book. Especially it talks about war, about childhood, and the struggle that people go through in wars. So this is all that I have to say about this book, because I am going to make a decent review about this masterpiece as soon as possible. So we go back to Hassan to talk a little bit about his book.
It's actually a short story. It's called The Holy Trial. I've had written this story like last year's first trimester. It has 2 characters, 2 sides, either 2 sides, good and evil. The whole story takes place in the Middle Ages, in our world, of course, and in the spirits realms. All right. The whole story, it's mainly about the opposite way people think towards good and evil. Good and evil, yeah. Because people are consider good and evil as like 2 different sides. They consider them like always fighting. They are constantly fighting and preventing each other from doing the job they were both created for, right? You can count that as true, yeah. But we're trying to look at the whole mirror as in a whole other way. That way resembles like the both sides as in one entity. They're trying to do the job like a really important job. They were created for this job, you know. But yet they can't be together. And by together, I mean they can't
exist in the same place.
Because that all weakens the world's balance and weakens them both, of course.
Okay.
It's like the movie Will Smith's Hancock. Yeah, it's kind of like the same concept. Whoever watched the movie will who knows the concept.
Okay, so actually I read your story, and the duality of good and evil, darkness and light, and weakness and strength was very intriguing and really exists in a good, in an important way. My intentions were never the same as yours when I finally finished the book. I think that good and evil exist always in the same place, and I see it as a normal thing in our lives. Like we look at ourselves, we are human. There is good and evil in us, and I think it's something makes us good. I cannot say good, but I can say normal to have good and evil in the same place. And I think that coexistence give things meanings and give it a beautiful way to see things or to deal with things. But I think that you have different intentions or different concepts about it.
Yeah, of course. Everyone like who's going to read it will have his own intentions and interpretations. I mean, it's up to you how you want to get the story. I mean, I gave the story to many of my friends, and each one of them gave me his personal interpretation of the story. And like, I think all of them were kind of different from mine. You know, it's all up to you how you want to get the story.
And this is really amazing when you have one story, but the intentions or how you understand the story differ from one person to another. And I think this is what makes a good story a story good and well written, because it can adapt to every personality or the personality of the reader.
I'm sorry. I was so glad because everyone has like his opinion, and everyone got his own interpretations, as we said. Because people are actually thinking and analyzing the story.
Okay.
They're not just treating it with the shallowness, and they actually read the story, and they took their time.
Okay.
Analyzing it.
So back to our currently reading books. I'm currently reading The Girl with the Golden Mind. Actually, I'm very, very, very proud to read this book. It's of a Tunisian writer, Sultana, and it's a bestseller in Tunisia. And I think it's a good example, or a good book for those who want to start reading English, and especially for teenagers and young adults. So please, people, read this book. It's amazing and it's a good story. My final book, it's Animal Farm, and by George Orwell. And I think it's another challenge with Tunisian Awakeners. But I am slow reading it because I'm really absorbed by the Kite Runner. But let's hope I can finish it by the end of the year. So, Hassan, do you have any final thoughts? Can you add something for us?
Of course, I really want to thank Miss Mona.
Hi, Miss Mona.
Miss Mona Balil.
Why?
Because without her support and without her, the book will only be would still be only notes on my phone.
She did give you her opinions and discuss the book.
Yeah, and she actually made the story into a book.
Yes.
She posted it on a site. And she made it into a
So we are going to leave the link of the story in the comment description box. You can read it.
My Instagram account if you wanna.
And my profile also.
If you wanna discuss the story with me, or I don't know,
okay.
They're both there.
Okay, so we are going to leave the link of the story in the description box. I hope you like it, and we are waiting for your feedbacks on those books that I am currently reading, and Hassan short stories. So this is what we have for today. Thank you, Hassan, for joining me here.
Thank you too for having me here instead of being behind the camera.
Okay, you are welcome. This is what we have for today. Thank you for watching us. Please like, subscribe, and comment, and give us your feedback. And salam.